Hello, everyone. This is Patrick Gurney, and we're going to go over some tips that were posted on TT this week through social media. And I'm going to go into a little bit more graphic detail than what we normally talk about in the tweet, because I'm not held to the Twitter limits on words and verbs and descriptions and things like that. So let's go through it. We're going to start with the first tweet that went out on Sunday night. This is August 8th. Keep track of P&L for a single contract in NBTrader by creating a widget group that positions widget attached to NBTrader. So what we're doing here, and a lot of people have asked about this over the years past, why don't we keep track of P&L and NBTrader? Well, it's hard to do when people are running multiple strategies. When you're running a strategy over here, say an Autospreader, you're running a strategy over here, maybe with an algo, and then you just trade an NBTrader, that P&L, well, it's all from the same, and you're using the same contract and all these, that P&L is going to accumulate for all three of those. So it looks kind of goofy, it looks kind of weird because the P&L on that actual instance of NBTrader is not your real P&L. So a way to kind of get around that is a lot of people do like to just trade off of NBTrader. That's all they do. One contract is all they do. So what you can do is you can snap on a positions widget on the NBTrader, and now you can have P&L for your actual contract and go through there. And here's a little video that shows how to do that and explains that a little bit. So hopefully get some good little learnings out of that. Next tip on Monday, August 9th, enabling keyboard trading provides an alternative method for submitting orders without disabling click trading function on NBTrader widget. A lot of people like to click trade. People will think that, oh, TT, it's all algo, it's all fancy high-end stuff. No, a lot of people click trade. They use this NBTrader, they use TT to click trade. You can do that, and this is a little methodology to show you how to actually do that to enable clickboard trading. So you just set a hotkey, R, whatever you want to do, boom, or set T, and it's just going to enter the bid or join the ask, whatever you want to do. Take up, take down. There's a little screenshot here that shows some of the examples. Click on the link, it gets into details how to actually do this, set up click trading, and use that with NBTrader, and you can still use your point and click trading while you're doing that. So it doesn't disable that. It's all good in both of them at the same time. Next tip, showed a tip on TT Score. TT Score is some bunch of new functionalities rolling recently. This is our surveillance platform. So you're trying to watch out for spoofing and all the different types of bad negligent trading patterns. You can get that better out of TT Score now with this new dashboard. Here's a screenshot of dashboard on here. And the tweet is, learn about the tabs, models at a glance, investigations, 30-day trends, alerts, and compliance reports that are available in TT Score. So a lot of cool things have been added to TT Score lately to help you with surveillance. You can watch out for nefarious trading within your group and avoid those big CFTC fines that we see getting handed down all the time now, it seems like. So keep an eye on that. Click on the link. It gets you into TT Score in a little more detail. Next tweet was about the market, not a big deal. Then a tweet about keep tabs and interesting contracts that pass through trade monitor and RFQ widget by adding them to the watch list via the right click menu drag and drop functionality. So watch list is basically it's a breakout version of market grid. And what you can do is you can see a contract go through any of these other widgets, time and sales, on market grid or trade monitor or something like that. You can click on it, drag it in, put it into your watch list. So if you have a watch list, it's going to stay there. It's going to be out in front of you. You'll see what's going on, and you can have it there at your beck and call whenever you want to trade or run it or do something. So watch list is a cool little way to do that. Keep track of interesting contracts and products. And if you just have a product that I know during that day you just want to watch, just put it in there. You got it. It's easy to get to. Just like market grid, you can click on it, watch an order ticket, and you can trade and do all the nice things you generally want to do. Next one, we're back to TT Score. Just keep track. That's the trade monitor one again. Next tip that we had of any interest. Here's one: navigate to edit preferences sounds to enable the auto alert when you have an unfilled hedge order. A lot of people, people have asked about, I got hedged, I got legged up basically on a spread and auto spreader. I want to know right away. I need a notification. How do I set a sound alert to do that? This tip shows you how to set a sound alert that if you're spreading if you're using an auto spreader to say you're buying crude over here and you're selling Brent over there, you want to be notified if you bought that crude, but you didn't sell that Brent. This will do it. This is a sound notification. It shows you how to do that. So neat little tip. Get in there, learn that one, use it. Next tweet was about a great blog post that we did. I did an interview with Christian Brandelus, one of our developers at TT. He comes from Brazil. He didn't really want to get into trading. His family was in trading. His mom was at the board of trade, and his dad, before he met his mom, was an off-floor trader for a big ags group. So they kind of met that way, but he didn't want to go that route. He wanted to go into, he was more interested in aviation. He became a commercial pilot, then started trading retail himself, thought it was more fascinating than he ever thought it could have been, and wanted to learn that technology. So he went to a boot camp learned how to code. Next thing you know, he's working at TT and he's building these cool tools for you. So he talks about some of those cool tools in this blog post. Get in there, read it. Really interesting, really fun read. Hope you enjoy that. Next tip was what we got here. Scroll. Use Autospreader to trade iron ore future spreads between international exchanges and Dalian Commodity Exchange. Watch this space for a new opportunity coming soon for iron ore traders. Can't tell you what that's all about. We got some interesting things going on with in China and also just in the APAC region, particularly for spreaders and traders. There's some cool things coming on that we've got worked out that's going to be reaching the market pretty soon. And you can already do this. You can already spread. I think the video I have here actually shows SGX2 DCE spreading iron ore. There's going to be some other outlets for that coming out pretty soon. So learn that, check it out. You'll enjoy that. And you might want to start learning how to use that spreader now because there's a really big opportunity coming up real soon. Next tweet, we're back to the Trade Monitor one. Next information, next interesting tweet. We had, again, the Autospreader iron ore. Oh, here we go. View market data specific to options contracts in market grid window. A lot of people don't even know that we support options analytics on TT. We support grids and things like that. Well, we actually do. And people used to ask about this in Xtrade a lot. And what they would do, they'd actually bring in Greeks into Excel or calculate in Excel. Then I remember enabling like 8-9 years ago in Xtrader. Well, it was probably like 10 years ago in Xtrader, how you could actually right click and bring that into with Excel links into your market grid. Well, now it's just there because we calculate the Greeks for you. So you can add columns in your market grid to show all the Greeks for your options and your analytics, which is cool and neat and nice. So we got that in there now. So check that out. Next interesting tweet, next interesting post we have here. Use MD Trader to trade index futures, single stocks futures, currency futures, and index options at the Warsaw Stock Exchange. We've got Poland. Finally, Poland Exchange, Warsaw Exchange has asked us to hook up with them for a long time. We finally get that done. So now if you're interested in trading equity indices, single stock futures, any of this stuff in Poland, you can do that on the TT platform, which is great. Broadened our whole expanse of exchanges we have. It's 2 million account right now. It's probably in the 40s. It's way up there. It's probably more than that. A lot of exchanges, but now we have Poland. It's got some nice little things. It has the Polish currency is pretty liquid there, as well as a couple of their equity indices have some really good liquidity as well too. So get exposure to Poland. Let's see, next interesting tweet. We have view and trade synthetic instruments created in Autospreader and Aggregator and TT Mobile. In this example, a trade is placed and partially filled in aggregated crude instruments and CME. A lot of people know you can do this. First, Aggregator is a big thing. I've been talking about Aggregator the last couple of weeks. You can bring contracts. In this example, I brought the micro, mini, and standard size crude contract into one aggregated contract. What do I do with that now? If I'm trying to buy crude, I'm gonna get the best price across those three by using Aggregator, or I'll sell at the best price by using those three. A lot of people don't know you can actually launch that aggregated contract and trade on it in TT Mobile. So you can do that with your phone app. You can pull out your phone, boom, boom, boom. Now you got a trade going in Aggregator, bing, bang, boom. Really cool, nice feature. Check that out. Next tweet, use the allocation widget on partially or fully full carry orders that are in lock state to release your fills to customers. This is really like a sales desk type of functionality. So the banks use this, and Order Desk gets some FCMs will use this as well too. Essentially what it's allowing you to do, well, actually a lot of CTAs will use this as well too. Because a lot of CTAs, they'll trade like 100 lot and they have to diversify those 100 lot to 20 contracts here, 10 contracts here, 5 contracts here. You can do that now with TT with the allocation widget. You can actually get that 100 lot and break that out and send it to the actual individual accounts you want to send it to and notify. Instead of having that one base big fill of 100 contracts, you can break that out any way you want to do, diversify it, split it out, send it to these different accounts, and they get notified. So that's a really cool tool that helps again to show some of the OMS functionality, the order management systems functionality we have on TT, and shows how we're doing much, much more to help the CTA space. So if you're a commodity trading advisor, you're checking this out to learn a little more about TT, we're coming after you. We've got the functionality you need or build more. Come check it out, the OMS stuff. It's really cool. And by the way, that OMS stuff, this allocation widget, the interview I did with Christian Brandelus in the Behind the Code series I talked about earlier, he was one of the developers behind this. So he was one of the guys that actually built this code and did a great deal of work on it. So check it out. Next tweet of any interest is sweep orders in market grid with either a secondary or default quantity or maximum order quantity. So what this really is a lot of people like to sweep markets. You try and sweep markets, but sometimes I want to sweep that market because I think if I sweep it, it's only going to be good for about 20 contracts, which is fine. I can deal with that. But actually you sweep it and you end up getting like 40 and you didn't really want that much. There's a little more you wanted to take a hold of. So you can now configure TT and MD trader to actually say, hey, I'm going to sweep this. I'm going to take like the next 4 price levels, but I only want to take up to 20 contracts or 30 contracts, 40 contracts. You can do that with TT now. So when I do that, set that button. I show you how to do that in this nice little video. Actually, I'm going to put a link in there. Should be a link in there. Got a question? Let me know. Next tweet was right click the MD trader order entry panel and right click show hide to hide or expose options and buttons and controls like header panel, account, order type, TIF, liquidate button, and more. So you can hide and expose different features and functionalities and different things you can use on MD Trader through this little tip that I showed you. It shows you how to do that, so you can actually make MD Trader your own little MD Trader. You don't have to take it the out of the box version of it. You can actually configure it to make it look and do and feel the way you want. There's a tip how to do that. There's a link there, and it shows a little more detail on the TT page. And that's basically it. That's what we put out this week. Those are some of the tips and tricks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Always happy to help out. So this is Pat Tierney. I'm signing out. Take care. Have a good weekend. Have a good week.